What's going on, you guys? Dallas Cowboy football news. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Dallas Cowboys football news is live. If you click the bell, you got the notification. If you got the notification, you clicked on it, and you're here watching now on this wonderful Saturday night. This is what happens when you have kids in a family. No more Saturday night shenanigans. B.J. Johnson, how about them Cowboys, baby? How about them? How about them? Let's see. What's been going on besides freaking everything else? They're saying DeMarcus Lawrence looks good. They're saying that the Taco's looking good. Darius Jackson, one of our draft picks from last year. Cleveland Browns released him. I wouldn't mind picking him up. Would not mind picking him up at all. So let's see what we're doing this Saturday night. How was y'all's day today? My day was pretty productive. Me and my wife, we just celebrated our 4-year anniversary. What do I look so damn oily for? Celebrated our 4-year anniversary. So we just got back watching Baywatch. And then it rained today. And me and my kids, since I am a kid at heart, we played in the rain for a little bit. That was pretty fun. We had a blast. What did y'all do today? But let's get this thing rolling, guys. This is a free-for-all, Late Night Cowboys, Raw, anything goes. Post your comments, your statements, your concerns, anything you want. This is Late Night Cowboys, and we're 2 minutes in with 6 viewers and 1 like. 7 viewers. Holy crap. We're on a roll today. Let's go. Let's go. Comment section's quiet. There's crickets in the comment section. Only B.J. Johnson showing some love. Let me get some more love. Let's get some more love. What job will Romo have in fall? Looks like he'll be a what's up, Cowboys blog. What's up, brother? Mad respect to you, man. I love your content. I love what you do, man. You put a lot of hard work and effort in. Cowboys blog, if you're not subscribed to him, go do it. Mad respect for the Joe. He's quality content all day long on the Cowboys blog. Go check him out. Mad respect for that guy. What's up, Weapons X88? What's going on? Romo's job in the fall, he's going to be in the booth with Jim Nantz. He's not. It's not as easy as you guys think. Where if Dak goes down, God forbid Dak goes down, it's not as easy as, hey Romo, we need you back. Tony Romo is not going to give up the #1 broadcasting booth to go play, because he could do that. He could do that job for 30 years. Romo probably only has 2 years in the tank, so he's not going to give it up for the Cowboys. I mean, his career, his life right now was set, and you know, and I'm sure he thought about it. And if Dak goes down, God forbid, I'm not depending on Romo to go in there and deliver like some people are speculating. I just don't see him, because if he does leave the CBF booth, I'm pretty sure they're going to cancel that contract that he has with them, and they're going to fill that spot in as fast as they filled that spot with Tony Romo and kicked out Phil Simms. So, that's with any job, guys. Any job, it doesn't matter how good you are. To the big bosses, you're replaceable. And had a few experiences of that with Verizon. Me and Verizon, we would bump heads. Buy or sell, Lawrence gets 8 sacks. I am buying that DeMarcus Lawrence gets 4 sacks. This is pending health. It looks like he'll be starting week 1 for the first time since his rookie year. And so if I'm going to buy that DeMarcus Lawrence can get 8 sacks. Even though on your channel I did say that Tapper was my left defensive end there. But with D-Law rotating, getting healthy, he has that back issue and stuff like that. I think that D-Law can get 8 sacks. I'm going to buy that for you, Joe. Appreciate the question. Let's see. I got to get better with how to bring up these comment sections. There we go. Do you think Byron Jones will have a breakout season? And if Byron Jones don't have a breakout, this guy has 1 career interception, and he got it in the game that I went to against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If Byron Jones doesn't have a good year, he might be just another player on the roster, and they might look to replace him. Let's see. His rookie year, he was playing a lot of corner. They moved Byron Jones to safety. So technically last year was his first year in that position that they want him in. So this will be his second year in it. So I'm looking for Byron Jones in his 3rd year to get everything set to be more consistent, because this is going to be his 2nd year playing the free safety position. So if he can play consistent and get more than 1 interception, because he's not that bad of a player, honestly, and he had some good plays, but a breakout year in year 3, I'm expecting that from Byron Jones. So freshman year, rookie year, he was a corner, and his 2nd year he was a free safety. So I'm looking for Byron Jones to be more consistent in that safety spot. It's a good question, though. Real good question. Come on, pick up these. How did I do that? Okay, here we go. What's up, fam? Oh, that was Etta Gonzalez. I appreciate the love, Etta. You're always there for me, brother. Always there. Never fails. Never fails. I got this shirt for my wife for the anniversary present. I don't know if it shows backwards for you guys, but it's boss. I got another shirt coming. And I got some new flip-flops for the swimming pool, all Dallas Cowboys. Matter of fact, my brother, being the Giants fan, being the hater that he is, I put it on Facebook, and if you have me on Snapchat, if you don't have me on Snapchat, go ahead and follow me, msanchez088. You'll see a whole nother life of me. I'm a pretty funny character on that thing. So yeah, go add me, msanchez088. Add me on Snapchat. Got some new flip-flops, and my brother, he kind of like made like a meme thing out of the picture. He put Shaq's toes compared to my sandals, and my toes were exposed. Obviously, I don't wear socks and sandals. Not that kind of guy. And he's put, I'm losing sleep because I realized my brother has feet like Shaq. What a freaking hater. And then got a lot of laughs, got a lot of likes. I laughed at it myself. You got to have a sense of humor in this world. It's either sink or swim when it comes to comedy, unless you're Kathy. What's her name? Kathy Griffin. I seen a meme on Facebook too. It said Tiger Woods said, I don't know how anyone else can destroy their career in one weekend. And at the bottom of it, it says Kathy Griffin, hold my beer. So yeah, she screwed up big time. She screwed up big time, but sometimes this world is a double standard, and that's what it is. What do you think of Mayer's N-word comment? I haven't heard of that, good fella. Have not heard of that at all. Maybe I should look that up. I don't even know who Mayer's is, if that tells you anything. I'm about to look at that story. I need to set my laptop up right here. Oh! He's opening up his mouth? Man, that guy's an idiot. I never really watched that guy on HBO anyway. He's an idiot. Yeah, I mean, in this world, you reap what you sow, and apparently it's 2017, and race still exists, and racist people still exist, and all those viral videos about people saying racist comments. There's no room for it. Right, yeah. I really don't pay attention to him. He's always on the YouTube trending stuff, but I really don't pay attention to him. But yeah, unfortunately, this world, is filled with a lot of hate still. This nation by itself has overcame a lot of things, and it seems like as a nation, when we take 2 steps forward, people always make us go 2 steps back, and it sucks, and it's unfortunate. And I was telling my wife the other day, if another planet found us and they had no hate, on their planet, absolutely no hate, and they found us and they realized all the hate that we have on this planet, how embarrassing would that be? How embarrassing would that be? Non-Cowboys question: who do you think between Cornelio and Grass? You keep up with boxing? I don't keep up with boxing, but I've heard about that Cornelio guy, and didn't he just have a fight or something like that? I think he did just have a fight. I don't know. I'll tell you, I've been knocked out once in my life. Yep, that's right. And this is why I'm not like a big UFC or a big boxer, because I've been knocked out by hitting my head on a pole, and all I did was spin, and so I know how it feels to be knocked out. So watching somebody get knocked out from a punch, it just gives me the cringe, and I don't know, I just can't watch stuff like that. But if my buddies are throwing like a party or something, like a UFC fighter party or something like that, I don't know anything about it. And to be honest with you guys, I don't really pay attention to many sports. I like the Oklahoma Sooners. That's because all my family, we're all from Texas, and they all like they all like the Texas Longhorns. And so I picked OU to be different. But I have never really sat down and watched 4 quarters of an Oklahoma Sooners game. But I like them, but I just never watch them. I'm not as invested into other sports as I am with football and our beloved Dallas Cowboys. I need to get into that stuff, though. I do. What else y'all got for me, man? Comment section's just crickets, man. We're all in this together. Let's see. Are there any funny things that happened to me today? Y'all think Demontre Moore or DeMarcus Lawrence will start over Taco or Vincent Mayowa? I think with Taco being drafted where he was drafted and the expectations as a first-round pick, if you're drafted in the first round, pick 1 through 32nd, you're going to start. And if you don't start, there's no reason for you to be on the team. And if you're drafted between pick 1 and 192, you should, or 196, whatever ends in the 3rd round, you should somewhere in there, you better start. And if you don't start within the 2 years, that 3rd year, you needs to go, because there's no reason for you to even be on the team. So I think the expectations for Taco, I think they're just going to give it to him regardless. But they preach you got to earn the star, yada, yada, yada. But if you're a first-round pick, you better go in there and make something of it, just because how much they invested much into you. So the Cowboys have $20 million to spare right now because Romo. What's your opinion on that? Don't go crazy. Don't do stupid stuff and trade for a guy like Richard Sherman. Don't blow the money. Extend the guys that deserve it. Freaking Zach Martin, you have other guys coming up, but Zach Martin deserves it out of all the guys that I believe, in my opinion. So don't blow the money. Don't be stupid. Just because you have it's almost like us. Just because we got money in the bank don't mean we got to go spend it. Don't go buy that new Xbox game, that new PS4 game. Save the money. It's gonna roll over next year, and maybe, just maybe, we'll go get a top free agent that suits our scheme for one, and that can help us as a whole. do you think our defense will be better or worse? I think the defense is going to. You're going to have at least 3 rookies in there that have never played an NFL snap. I mean, give credit where credit's due. I mean, they got drafted where they're drafted because of their talent, right? Taco, Cheeto, Jordan Lewis, Ryan Switzer, right? First 4 draft picks. They got drafted where they're going to be drafted. They deserved it. But I think the defense is going to look a little suspect. But I say between 4 games of the season because, yeah, Brandon Carr, J.J. Wilcox, all those guys are replaceable. But one thing that you can't replace is the chemistry and the experience those guys had. Yeah, they were ass cheeks, but that takes time to build, and they're with each other for a long time. So I think our defense is going to start off slow and then hit them hard towards the end of the season. That was a really good question there. Which tight ends you think make the 53 roster? Man, dude, Joe, I've been seeing freaking highlights of Rico Gathers, and I know there's no pads, it's just running with air. But Rico Gathers, it looks like he already made a huge improvement. His route running looks solidified. So I'm going to go on a limb here, and I'm going to say James Hanna doesn't make the team, which James Hanna, if y'all remember James Hanna, he's a really good blocking tight end. So I'm thinking that it's going to be Jason Witten, the GOAT, as number 1. We're going to have Rico Gathers at number 2, and we're going to have Jeff Swaim at number 3. I think the Cowboys are going to carry 3 tight ends, and I think those are my 3 tight ends. Thank you, Joe, for that question. Do you think Lucky Whitehead will lose his spot to Ryan Switzer already got that spot from Lucky Whitehead. They just cut Quincy McDuffie, so it's not... It's our writing on the wall. That's 1 punt returner. That's gone. Ryan Switzer mixing things up like they had. And you got to remember, guys, Xavier Woods is a top-tier safety, in my opinion, for this league. I loved Xavier Woods out of Louisiana Tech, and they were having a debate. Do we take Xavier Woods now or do we take Ryan Switzer? And they picked a needy position over Ryan Switzer over that needy position. So that goes to show you what they think of Ryan Switzer. And reports coming out, from Cowboys blog and Shango and all those other guys, Law Nation. It was a great discussion, and it's paid off. And we still got Xavier Woods. We had to give up a fifth round pick, but it's still great for our football team. What's up? What's your name? Eric Marino. Since I know your name, I'll tell you mine. It's Michael Sanchez. Follow me on Twitter, msanchez48. Follow me on Snapchat, msanchez088. It's kind of hard to hide your name when you got social media outlets, and I think it's against the law to create a fake name anyway. I think that's why like John Shango just had to do Shango Live, because he really couldn't change his name due to law purposes and stuff like that. But yeah, so let's go over let's see here. I hear crickets in the comment section again, fellas. Let's go. Hit me up with some content, because my life's boring. I really don't have any funny stories that happened to me this week. Except I've seen like freaking 8, 9 rattlesnakes already. I've seen 8 rattlesnakes, 2 bull snakes. Yo, Albert, you're in the house, baby. What's up? Let's see, Etta Gonzalez, Albert, and Goodfella, Weapons X88. Those are all my live peeps. What'd y'all do? Set the phone down, walk away, go use the restroom? Where's this comment section fire at? I was Cowboys' 3rd Super Bowl, so that was in '92. I was 2 years old. I've watched highlights of it. I watched America's Game Super Bowl thing, and I was 2 years old when that happened. Do we have a definite at right tackle right now? Brandon, really good question. It sounds like we do. It sounds like we do have a definite. It's going to be the standout Lyle Collins, moving from left guard to right tackle. I think they had this planned all along, because from what I'm hearing from all my sources that I watch, including Joe, is he hasn't been playing that left guard position at all. And even during the the players only type stuff, he was practicing at right tackle. So right tackle, it's going to be La'el Collins. They haven't moved him over to that left guard position at all during these whole OTAs. So La'el, and I think that's his natural position. He played that in college, so I think it's going to be best for this football team. And that blind side over there just got that much better because we all know the talent that La'el Collins can provide for this football team. But the left guard is the question mark because Cowboys like to run a lot of power and ISOs to that left side there. I mean, we got Tyron Smith and Travis Frederick in the middle, but right there in the middle of them two guys, I think Jonathan Cooper, what is he? He's taking snaps at center and snaps at that left guard position. And then you got Byron Bell, which I haven't heard much from him. But Rat, R-A-T, Puta Kalaluna. Whatever the hell that means. Rat. Is he calling me a snitch? I ain't no snitch. I mean, I used to work for the prison and the sheriff's department, but that don't make me a snitch, motherfucker. Calling me a rat. Who the hell does this guy think he is calling me a rat? But yeah, man. I think you're going to have a bunch of new guys on that defense. It's going to look nasty at first. You know, people are going to get mad. You're going to see videos of what's going on with Cowboys defense, but it's going to get stronger and better as that experience goes through. Because Anthony Brown got better as the season went on. Message retracted. Oh. Do you think we need a new cornerback with the new guy getting a DUI? Oh! What's his name? Nolan freaking Carroll last weekend, bro. And let me say, I asked Jason Garrett one question on Twitter, and if y'all go to my Twitter, InSanchez48, you'll see what I'm talking about. I asked Brian Broaddus. I asked him, I said, does Jason Garrett discipline the players enough? We had 4 D players get suspended 4 years in a row. Now we have one with a DUI. His response was, and no knock on Brian Broaddus, mad respect for the guy. He knows exactly what he's talking about. But he avoided my question. He said Garrett doesn't go home with these guys. I didn't ask if he went home. I said, does Jason Garrett discipline the players enough? That was my question. Because to me, he does not discipline enough. With Nolan, after a June 1 cut, the Cowboys would have ate, like, what was it, $1 million or something like that, but they would have saved $3 million, something along those lines, right? So I think you cut Nolan Carroll and you work with what you got, because if you really believe in Cheeto Awuzie and Jordan Lewis, which Marquez White, he's a project player, late round draft pick, right? You really don't expect much of those guys, but history shows, hey, these guys can go out and make a name for themselves. Richard Sherman was the same pick Anthony Brown was, right? So anyway, I'm getting off subject, but Jason Garrett does not discipline these players enough, and that just makes the puppet of Jason Garrett being called a puppet even more justified. I'd rather have Richard. I'd rather get younger, stronger, faster guys. We will use our 15. Who and LMU FC, Jonathan. I just someone asked me about what do I think about the money. I say don't go spend it just because you have it in the checking account. Take care. It's almost like pay your bills, right? Pay your bills. So like just because we have money in our checking account doesn't mean we should go blow it, right? We got to take care of our priorities first. We got to pay our bills. Zach Martin is a bill. You have to take care of Zach Martin. You got to take care of these other players that are due for contract up. If DeMarcus Lawrence, has a really good year, he's a bill. We got to pay our bills first. Then whenever's less money, let's go have some fun with it. Let's go explore things. So just because we got money in the bank doesn't mean we have to go on a shopping spree. Let's take care of our bills first. Right? Does that make sense? Give me a hell yeah if that makes sense. top 5 fantasy picks for this year as of right now. Really good question. Zeke, starting off with the Dallas Cowboy. Dez Bryant. Then you got Julio Jones. Let's see. Julio Jones. Zeke, Dez, Julio Jones. Quarterback. I'm going to go with... I already said 2 Cowboys players, so the best fantasy quarterback, Drew Brees. That guy can put up some stats for you on fantasy, right? I'm gonna pick a defense player or a defense team right now. I think the Houston Texans defense will be top of the fantasy this year, and let's go with 5, right? So I got Zeke, Julio Jones, Dez, Houston Texans defense. And let's see. Let's do a kickoff returner, right? The guy from the Chiefs, Hill, for your punt and kickoff returner, your secondary. That will be my top 5 fantasy this year. And I do play fantasy, guys. I'll actually make a video or go live. I'm digging this live stuff, so I think a lot of my videos are going to be live from now on. But I'm thinking that I'm going to create a fantasy league. It only allows 10 players. So the first 10 players that get in the league, we're all going to play against each other, and we're going to see who the champ is. So I'm going to create a league. I'm going to put the password and everything up. So the first 10 players that go in there, I'm going to change the password. And then that way it can't get hacked or anything like that. So I'm going to change the password as soon as 10 players get filled in. And then we're going to freaking dominate. So we're going to give that a shot. When am I making the league? I'm going to make the league, what is this, June, July, and August. I'm going to make the league in August. So the first 10 players, well, the first 9, because I'm counted as a player, right? So the first 9 guys that go in there with the username and password and join the league, we're going to dominate. And then I got to change the password once those positions get filled so it can't get hacked. And we're going to go and dominate. Sound like a winner chicken dinner. Tell you what. But yeah, if y'all are interested in that, give me a hell yes. Some Stone Cold Steve Austin in the house. Woo! So what else is going on with you guys? I got my kids asleep, got the wife asleep. It's my Saturday night. Let's see. Hopefully Dak can check these guys. Man, I'm hoping, dude. Xbox or PS4. I don't have either. I actually gave up gaming when my kids were born. Well, I wouldn't say as soon as my kids were born. It was like maybe when my second daughter came around. I just didn't want to be the type to ignore my kids due to, me being selfish and wanting to be playing a video game. So I don't have a console. I gave it all away just so I can be a good dad to my kids. And so as soon as they, hit maybe 5 or 6 years old, I'll probably pick the gaming stuff back up. But as of right now, I quit gaming so I can hang out with the kiddos. What's up, 5 Rings, brother? I seen your last video. I was kind of devastated. It's good to see you on here, man. Mad respect for you, mad love. You talked a lot of good shit this past season. You held your ground. You stood your own. And I supported you 100, brother. 100. I supported you 100. And take care of everything you got to take care of, 5 Rings. And trust me, I'll be the first one to like the video if you ever make one again. So keep your head up. Take care of your family. Do what you got to do, brother. And la raza, for real. But that's good, man. So you can relate of why I gave up my console. So yeah, the wife's always in the ear too, when I had it. Oh, because I would, I would put a lot of money into my Madden Ultimate Team. I mean, trust me, money's not an issue with me. Money's just money, in my opinion. but I would spend a lot of money on that Madden Ultimate Team, and I would still lose. So I was spending money for nothing on that Madden Ultimate Team. So, I mean, it was kind of good that I gave it up, for my kids. I kind of still miss it. When we go to my wife's uncle's house, they got a bunch of kids, like 5 kids. They're pretty grown now, and I'll go hop on some Call of Duty. For real though, I get. I mean, when I first played Call of Duty, no, I tried to join some clans, and they said, "Mike, you suck. You got to go." But I don't like. I like playing. Crap, I haven't played in over a year now. What is it called? Hardcore. There we go. I like playing hardcore. I don't like putting freaking 9 rounds in a body, and the fucker don't die. He puts 1 bullet in me, and I'm dead. So I like to play hardcore if I ever play Call of Duty or anything like that. Don't like the regular team death matches. I like a challenge, right? A challenge. Whew. Let's see, we've been live 30 minutes already, baby. 30 minutes already. But it's Late Night Cowboys. This show can go on for hours. I got my phone plugged in. Phone still charging. How do you think OBJ is going to fare with Brandon Marshall? Well, as of right now, Albert, it doesn't look like they're going to have any kind of relationship. Odell Beckham's not even at LTAs. He's up Johnny Manziel's ass. So apparently that's more, hanging out with Johnny Manziel is more important than hanging out with your squad. But I've read that Eli Manning got bitched in OTAs for fumbling the ball. 5 rings. I'm originally from Wichita Falls, Texas. That's about 2 hours west of Dallas. It's on 287. Originally from there. When I was 22 and a half, I moved to Colorado. I lived really close to LL. Didn't know that till me and LL actually started talking. And then I recently, a year ago, I moved to Kansas for a better job opportunity. I'm always trying to stack my money high and high and high. And so I left Colorado to make more bread. But I'm originally from Wichita Falls. You ever watched EDP? His vids are funny when the Eagles lose. I've watched EDP, and some of his stories are made up. But yeah, I've had to watch EDP a few times, and I only like to watch the videos that he's crying in. But it's good that he's losing weight, though. Really proud of a guy. You can never knock a guy for trying to better his life by losing weight. My mom, once upon a time, weighed pretty close to 400 pounds, and she wanted to change her life, almost similar to EDP. And my mom now weighs, I want to say, approximately 160 pounds. So my mom has completely changed her life around, changed her eating habits, never had surgery, did everything natural, and it took her 6 years to lose all that weight. And my mom was through that, and I'm proud of EDP for trying to do that. Who's your favorite Cowboy? Favorite Cowboy is gonna have to be Jason Witten. In my lifetime, something that I can't remember, 2007 or 2009 Eagles game, Jason Witten gets his helmet knocked off and he dominates. Jason Witten's favorite Cowboy of all time. What was the first season you got to experience as a Cowboys fan? As long as I can remember, I want to say 9, 10 years old. Another distraction by all of you. Yeah, exactly. I just drove through there on my way to Colorado Springs. That's what's up, man. You could have. That's awesome. So yeah. Did you go through New Mexico? Did you go all the way through New Mexico and go up, or did you cut through like La Junta or anything like that? 5 rings. I'm in Colorado Springs. Yeah, I just watched his video. It's freaking hilarious. Cool, bro. I live in Springs from 04 to 08. That's what's up. I lived in a shithole town called La Junta. It's approximately 2 hours away from Springs. So yeah. La man, that was a crappy town, brother. I had to get out of that, make some real money. So when did you live in Wichita Falls? You go see the Cowboys practice? I was young when the Cowboys practiced in Wichita Falls, and I never got to go see them. But I was living there when they did practice, but we didn't get to go watch them, unfortunately. So I missed out on that, and that was the only time that they were there. And King of the Hill actually went to Wichita Falls in one of their episodes, and they ate at a Dairy Queen. I ate at the Dairy Queen that King of the Hill ate in. They knocked it down. They built another one. It's over there on Camp Street by Sonic there. But they only practiced there once, and that was when I was a kid. So, and my dad was really never into a lot of sports. I don't think my dad knows even how to throw a football. That's kind of sad. But if I ever do like a pickup game in football, I'm gonna have my wife film it live so y'all can see how I get down. I can throw a football pretty far. I got the best hands. I catch like Des Bryant. I use my body to go up there, get the ball. What else is going down? What else is going down? I'm not that young. Well, I'm not that old. I don't know. 5 rings. Showing some love to you, 5 rings. Sure. Jay Becerra, what are you saying sure for, brother? What's the sure for? Sure fine. That's a generic brand. But it's good, man. It's really good. I'll tell you, man, that Cowboys blog, man, Joe, he's taken over. He has really good content. Oh, you don't think I got football skills, baby? I'm going to show you, man. You know what? I actually don't. There is a ton of freaking Cowboy fans in Kansas. I think that's why we're called America's team. Even in Colorado and in LL, Lazy Loke, he can. In 5 rings, he lived in Colorado too. I'm sure he could tell you. There's Cowboy fans freaking everywhere, and there's a few Chiefs fans here I've seen. But you go to somebody's house, they either got a Cowboy stone, a Cowboys flag, something with Cowboys on their front porch. There's actually a Bronco house here, but I'm telling you guys, it's rare. And it's Garden City, Kansas, the town that I live in. It's a Mexican town. There's Mexicans everywhere, and Mexicans love Dallas Cowboys. So really don't get much hate. Don't get much hate at all. I see Cowboys jerseys, Cowboy hats. I see Cowboys everywhere. And so, yeah. Yeah. South Heaven 88, what's up, brother? Yeah, fuck the Giants. Can't stand their asses. Yeah, fuck the Eagles, baby. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Fuck the Foreskins. Fuck the Sheagles. Fuck the G-Aints. I call them G-Aints. Fucking Sheila. Fucking. How do you throw so many interceptions and still win 2 Super Bowl rings? I just can't comprehend that. Can't comprehend it at all. Tony Romo can freaking throw 9, and we can't even make the freaking playoffs. Shitberg. 40 Wieners. Fudge Packers. Hell yeah. South Haven just comes in and takes over the whole thing. Keep it coming, South Haven. Whew. See, this is what I like, man. How a Cowboys community can just come together and just talk Cowboys football. Hate on the freaking other 31 teams in this NFL. I'll tell you, brother. I've only seen one. Well, my brother-in-law, he's an Eagles fan, but he's really not. He don't know anything about football. It's mind-blowing. He says he reps the Eagles, but he really don't. You really yeah, my wife got this shirt for me for our anniversary. We're going on 5 years of marriage. We've been together for Almost 10 high school sweethearts. What can you say? That puppy love turns into real love eventually. Been together a long time, me and my wife. She can read my freaking mind. But it's crazy, man. Who do you have last in the NFC East this year? I'm going to say the Washington Redskins are going to be last in the NFC East this year. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Josh Norman running his mouth, obviously. Kirk Cousins long-term deal. They went out and signed that receiver from the Browns. What's his name? Tyro Pryor. They lost Pierre Garçon, and they lost Deshaun Jackson. That's really gonna hurt them, and there's gonna be a lot of distractions, and the media's gonna press Kirk Cousins and really frustrate him. And I think the Redskins are gonna be last from distractions, because I think the very first time the Cowboys play Josh Norman, or even if Odell Beckham plays against Josh Norman opened up a can of worms by just saying Dez is just a guy. Dez is a $7 million wide receiver. He turns on beast mode when he has to, and I feel sorry for Josh Norman, because if you know what's crazy, if Josh Norman is so freaking tough and he runs his mouth, he needs to tell the defense coordinator, give me one-on-one with Dez Bryant. Don't put that safety over the top. Don't let that linebacker shadow in just in case if Dez Bryant, goes in there. If Josh Norman wants to say Dez Bryant is just a guy, Josh Norman needs to tell his defense coordinator, I'm one-on-one on Dez Bryant all game long, all day long. Tell that safety to drop down in the box to tackle Zeke. If Josh Norman had the biggest balls that he says he has, and telling the world that Dez Bryant and Odell Beckham are just guys, cover them one-on-one, Josh Norman. Cover them one-on-one. I want to see it happen. Quit having the safety bail you out all the freaking time. Cover him one-on-one, Josh Norman. But the Redskins, back on topic, Redskins are going to be last. Exactly. Josh Norman has all this freaking help with the safety over the top, or the linebacker shadowing in the middle. It makes no sense. Cover Dez one-on-one, bro. Cover Dez one-on-one. I want to see it. It's impossible. It's freaking impossible. How are you going to go out and say, I don't know. And same thing with Jenkins, Janoris Jenkins from the Giants. When I think Jenkins forgot he actually played for another team called the Rams. And Dez Bryant, he got the pick six or whatever, but Dez Bryant freaking shut his ass up the rest of the game and hit it for like a 65-yard touchdown. Completely tore Jenkins up. Right, yeah, and that's what I was saying, south of heaven. That's what I was saying, man. Freaking, if Josh Norman wants to run his mouth, tell the defense coordinator, put the safety in the box, cover Zeke. I got Dez one-on-one, because if Dak Prescott's seeing one-on-one coverage, he's gonna throw it to freaking Dez anyway, and Josh Norman's gonna look like a fool. Josh Norman was only good because the defense Carolina had as a whole. That's the only reason why. When did you ever hear of Josh Norman before that breakout Carolina defense year? I'd never heard of the guy. Josh Norman's trash, bro. Straight trash. But I'll tell you what, man. Dez Bryant does need to get some. He needs to stay healthy for one. Jeremy Maclin to the boys. Number one, what's the money look like? Number two, his production went down, and they're saying they went down because the dink and dunk passes, yada yada yada, all that stuff. But the first year with them, he had a good year or whatever. But I don't see Maclin coming to the boys at all. I think he's a declining receiver. I mean, you were once a number one receiver for 2 teams. Now you're unemployed, and there's a reason behind that. Trust me, teams just don't let talent go for nothing. I like our receivers this year too, man, and I can't wait to see the packages with Ryan Switzer, Cole Beasley, T. Will, and Des Bryant on the field at the same time, and it's going to be freaking nasty. Even if you flare Zeke out, let's say you pull your tight end, you want to go 5 wide, and you put Zeke there, bro, you're going to have 3 slot receivers and 2 big wideouts, bro. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be nasty. Rico, excited to see Rico, man. We touched on this earlier on the video live, but I see you just came in like 5 minutes ago. Rico, love Rico. Cowboys blog asked me, what do I think our 3 tight ends, our starting tight ends will be? I said Witt, Rico, and Jeff Swaim. So I think highly of Rico, and I'm liking what I'm seeing from that big boy. Let's see. Come on. Yep, I can't wait to see our secondary rookies. So much talent has been added, plus potential. Yes. Live music and drinks for me. Well, drink one for me, brother. And we do have a young team. And that's crazy to me. Because we were young last year, too. And we still went, 13-3. So, I mean, yeah, you could say it was an easy schedule, blah, blah, blah. You're playing against professional athletes. That's what I don't get from freaking people. Like, they're not, $13,000 guys. They're $13 million guys. You know what I mean? It's the NFL. It's the elite athletes. If they weren't elite, they wouldn't, or I say elite. If they didn't have the talent, they wouldn't be in the NFL. So if you're going 2-14, you might want to check your coaching staff and your scouting department. Because if you think these guys are good enough and they're going 2-13, then you got a problem. I mean, look what Jimmy Johnson did back in the day with the Cowboys. He flipped that whole roster around, and he brought back the talent. Obviously, he said this talent isn't good enough. We need better talent, and that's what he did. But if you're going 13-3 in the NFL, you're doing something right, because not a lot of teams can go 13-3. We have 16 teams in the NFC, and we're number 1 at 13-3. So that 15 other teams could have had that record, didn't do it. That just shows you how hard it is, and Dak's the freaking real deal. Like, people don't make sense to me. Oh, it's an easy schedule. Motherfucker, it's the NFL. Makes no sense to me. Makes no sense. But what else is going on, guys? We got... Let's see, it's 48 minutes. We got 12 minutes to go. So drop your questions. Whatever you got to say, statements, comments, concerns, drop them in the box. And I would have music for you guys, but YouTube keeps that copyright stuff on lockdown. So I don't want to get kicked off by playing live music, stuff like that. So that's why I really don't play that's why I don't play music at all, just because I don't know what I can play and what the boundaries are, and I just don't want to get kicked off or have a strike on me where it stops me from going live and talking to you guys. But the comment section is still down. We got 11 minutes left. Let's do this thing. It bugs me when the NFL outlets say Dak will have a bad season this year. It bugs me too. There's no credit. There's no shits given. You know what I mean? And it makes no sense to me how these guys can just downgrade Dak and say, oh, he had the offensive lineman, he had this, well, this and that, right? Dak's passer rating of 20 yards or more was 101 point something, right? Come on, guys. Give the guy a break. Exactly. Jay Becerra, you hit it right on the money. He said the straight fundamental football that wins games now adds talent to the formula, and you're unstoppable. Exactly. And good fella, you're exactly right. I don't believe in sophomore slumps at all. You're good. You're bad. It's almost like a one-hit wonder song. You know, this song blows up on the radio, and then it washes away. The guy washes away. You never hear of him unless they get pulled over with a DWI. Tiger Woods. You know, so it's just one of those things. The new fill-in, it's either between Emmett Cleary has been playing a lot there at that left guard position. And there's Jonathan Cooper there playing that position along with some center stuff. It's the center position too. But tell us your thoughts on Ronald Larry's position, the new fill-ins. So Emmett Cleary's been playing a lot of left guard, Jonathan Cooper, and I say let the best man win. And if the Cowboys don't feel comfortable with it, let's do something to get comfortable. Then we have junior slumps, senior slumps, complete bullshit. Exactly, south of heaven. I don't believe in sophomore slumps at all. If you're good, you're good. If you suck, you suck. And, you know, and Dak needs to go out there and prove it again. And just prove it again. I don't get it. I don't believe in sophomore slumps. There's no such thing as a sophomore slump in my eyes. Am I wrong? Give me a hell yeah if I'm right. But yeah, guys. Watched that Baywatch movie today with the wife. That captivated our anniversary night, and I give it a 6 out of 10. My boy Leo, he gave it a 4 out of 10. I mean, it was all right. It was The Rock. The Rock's just not that good of an actor, in my opinion. Seems like he comes off trying too hard to me, and that's in all his movies. Like today I watched Central Intelligence. Again, that was probably like a 3 out of 10 movie. But if you ever get time, go check it out. Go get your own opinion of it. But to me, it was okay. Wasn't the best. Wonder Woman. I'm not into... what's the word I'm looking for? The action figure stuff. I don't watch, and you can even ask my wife, guys. I'm not into comics exactly. I can't get in, and I was like that as a kid too. I never played with action figures as a kid. I never really watched, a lot of the. I never really watched a lot of the, the Batmans and stuff like that. The only Batman or Star Wars, never watched Star Wars in my life. The only Batman movie I watched was The Dark Knight, just because all the drama went with it with Heath Ledger and stuff like that. And my brother's pretty much begging me to go watch it with them. So I did. And that's the only Batman movie I really watched in my life was The Dark Knight. I say Jalen Smith and Tapper are going. Going where, 5 rings? Oh, no, he don't mean cut. I think 5 rings means something else. I don't think he means cut. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Jalen Smith, man, the way he's moving around out there, of course, there's no pads, but I'm loving all the videos and stuff like that, even the videos after, during OTA, stuff like that. I'm really looking forward to seeing the pads on and Tapper with that back injury that he had. Tapper made a bold statement about, wanting to beat Michael Strahan's sack record and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how he backs that up, but I'm looking for it. What do you think your biggest weakness is? What do you think our biggest weakness will be this year? Corners. Like I said, they're going to be rookies. They're going to have a lot of rookies out there playing corner, and what happened whenever freaking Anthony Brown was out there? they kept throwing to Anthony Brown. So they target these rookies. They see what these rookies are made of, the opposing quarterback. They go after these rookie cornerbacks because that's a hard position. I mean, you're covering some really good receivers. And as a rookie, there's a lot on your plate. And Anthony Brown handled that extremely well. He did. He really did. And so I'm saying the weakness will be our corners. And quarterbacks love to pick on young corners. I think we're going to have a great rotation on defense. Yes, we are, especially the defensive line, And it's going to be crazy how many usually the Cowboys keep 8, but, we got to keep that rotation going, maybe have 9 on there. But we're going to have a young football team. We're going to have some really good rotation. And one thing they need to quit doing is moving these guys around. Give them one position so they can stay with it. Yeah, it's good to like versatile guys that can play this and that and anywhere that they feel free because they got the brains and the physical traits to do it. Keep these guys. Say this is your job. You're going to be here from now on. Learn this position, critique your position, and do it. It's like moving Tyron Crawford from left end to defensive tackle, left end defensive tackle. David Irvin's a rotational guy, so him moving around as much as he does really doesn't affect me as much as your solidified plug-in starters. You cannot move those guys around. Let them develop in their own style and play and execute that particular position with a boom. You see what I'm saying? We got 3 minutes left on the live video. What else y'all got for me? Then I'm going to let y'all go to sleep. What time is it? 1:01 Central Time. Nah, I'm going to keep it at 5 rings. Let's see. First game prediction, go. Hate the Giants. Let's go beat them. Dak Prescott get the first ring. Holy crap. There's too many rings in here. 5 rings, 6 rings, all those rings. So my brain said rings, but it'd be nice to get that 6th ring. Let's go. W. Giants go down in AT&T Stadium to the hands of Dak the Hammer Prescott. And the score is going to be 28-10. Let's go. And I'm hoping Odell Beckham acts a fool and just cause distractions like the boat trip. I mean, Odell Beckham hasn't been back on a football field or practice since that Florida trip. Man. And he had a bad game. 24-17. I see ya. 5 rings out there. We're going to beat these Giants. We need to beat these Giants. We do. But if Eli Manning keeps freaking fumbling balls in practice, it's going to be a blowout. It's because that fumbling that he's practicing is going to transfer over to game day. But it was funny. Ben McAdoo benching Eli Manning. I say 35-10. Let's get it. Let's go. A minute and 15 seconds left. What do you think of the Eagles this year? Carson Wentz, year 2. They got old-ass LeGarrette Blount. Their defense, mediocre defense in my opinion. Nothing really sticks out and says the Eagles' defense is good. And nothing sticks out and says their offense is good either. I'm going to have to say the Eagles will be a sub-500 team, if not a 9-7 team. That's what I think. Yeah, Taco better knock his ass out. He better use his length to go out there and do damage. That's for damn sure. Less than 30 seconds. What else y'all got for me, baby? This hour-long live show where I'm all solo. 15 seconds. All right, guys. It's your Dallas Cowboy Football News. I appreciate the love and support from each and every one of y'all. And if I get bored, if I can't sleep, I'll pick it back up. But good night, and let's go Cowboys. Let's fucking go. Peace.